What's going on, Kings? Welcome back to the channel. This is it. This is the moment that we've been building up for quite some time now, I guess. We've been leading up to the Redwoods base finale. So things have gotten a little crazy on Conquest, and we'll get into that in either this video or the next video on pretty much like the current status of where BDB is. There's this like big rumor going around that we're wiped or something like that. BDB is not wiped, but they're not exactly in the same state that most of you guys are aware of, unless you're a big part of Conquest. Then you obviously know. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into this video. So as you can see on this graphic so far, I've just been flying up past all of our spam, and once we get into our spam here, I'm gonna give you guys the whole, kind of pretty much the whole base tour. I'm gonna just show you guys up. So we got some dino gates here. Try to catch up to speed. Like, it's been so long since I've done a base tour, especially for Redwoods, that it's like, what have you guys seen? What you guys haven't seen? So we're just flying here on a snow owl, coming up past all the spam here on the center. So here we go. We're starting to hit the X plants. Now everyone's just like, what the hell, X plants trick? They're not meant to, like, and the X plants aren't going to stop you. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, you're not going to get stopped by an X plant. It's not going to stop you. I mean, you can dodge them on foot. They're just there. So, anyways, coming up here, so we got our first tower here, right on the right hand side. So it's not gonna stop anyone. You can soak it with one racer. All right, I keep getting all these comments of people who are just like, I can soak that with two. Yeah, you can, if you were able to sit there and soak it by yourself. Yeah, sure. So it's not there. It's just to slow you down. We have online members. We'll come out. You know, it's just not there for. Anyways, it's just pet peeves of the YouTube comments, I guess. But you come through here, you come past the dino gates. As you can see, we got X-Plant up on the hill, just an annoyance. And then here we go, we come to our first tower, which I think I showed you guys this one already. Alright? So we vault dropped it. We're planning on vault dropping it up more, but we never really got to. So coming back in for kind of a further away look. So we're supposed to like vault drop at like 2 or 3 more levels, but we never really got the opportunity to. Which we'll get later into that. But you can see it's got just tech turrets and regular turrets, or tech turrets and heavies, excuse me. And then that's pretty much just kind of our outside turret tower. Like, okay, you're here, we'll come out now. As you can see, we got a bunch of spam down there, bear traps, all kinds of fun stuff down there. We got a little tower down there, which we started building and never really built up. It affected our turret count up top here, so that kind of threw me off. I knew it was like 33 squares, but I wasn't expecting that. But anyways, we still got our tiny little tower up front here. This is a tiny little tower, and it's funny because when we first built that was, if you've watched this the whole season, you know that was for some aimbotters that ended up getting banned. But we've just never done anything else with it. We just left it there, and it survived this whole time somehow. I don't know why, but it has. So it's pretty comical at this point. So here's where we did our first group of boss fights. We were always doing our boss fights before we had teleporters off this drop right here. If you came by at the right time, you'd see all of us sitting on Rexes and stuff, just hanging out. We come over here, we're going to the other side. So this one here, this is kind of what we were planning on doing, right? We've got that, like you can tell, it's almost like a mimicked view, right? So down below to the left, you can see we got this wall here, right? That's the same kind of wall that we have on the other side. And then if you flip it over, this is now coming from the opposite side, working our way up to the Redwoods cave. And as you can tell here, not as much spam, but the dino gates, it all works the same. I mean, you're not gonna, if you are gonna fob up on us, there's better spots to fob up than way over here. At least from playing in Redwoods cave, I've learned that there's better spots. So you come up here on the left hand side here, right? You can see that same, just, it's not here to you know, to take anybody out or anything, but it's just here to let us know people are here, slow them down a little bit. This is kind of what we were wanting to do on the other side as well, but we never really got the opportunity to. Which again, I'll give you more of a current update to where we are. People keep asking me, the Redwoods get wiped? No, Redwoods did not get wiped, but we did move out of Redwoods. So we'll talk about that later on in depth. But as you can tell here, so this is where a generator was, right? It's got double thick walls, and then you got your power cables running up through the pillars, and then you got your ramps coming down. And so I mean, it was not a bad build. I kind of liked it. It just, you know, try something new on each side. So as you can tell over here, more spam, more X-plants, just more of an annoyance. There's that one drop I was telling you about where we used to do our boss fights. And then you're back at the front entrance again. See what this got here. Oh, hell yeah, this is good stuff right here. Glad I got that. Alright, so coming up, got the same sort of build. We got vault drop on the bottom. Not near the amount of foundation spams, but it's okay. We'll survive. But as you can see, still a nice looking tower. Still worked out really well. Very safe. Good solid build with the vaults. Now that I've done my tour around it, I kind of fly out over here, and then this is where we're getting into the good stuff. We're getting into the main go. So got this little tower here in the center we were talking about building, but we never really did build it all the way up. But this is the front entrance. So we did have those two sides, right? We never really did ever continue furthering those sides. We were gonna go up and down, but it never really did happen. So, but you got a rock golems on turret mode here, and you come through, and then you guys have already seen this reveal. There's the death wall. Still hasn't really changed. Some tech turrets up top, heavies on the outside, and then when you come in here, this is where things have gotten crazy. So we'll come flying in here. So as you can tell, we got our racers up top there on the right, and you come down here, and then if you look down below, these are all just PvP throwaway fairies. That's it. This is just all those right there, just throwaway fairies, throwaway rhinos, right? Grab a cryopod, suck it up, go down. Same with these down here. All throwaway fairies. So if you just need a kit collector, there you go. More fairies. The front part of our base, right between the waterfall and like the main or the second wall, I guess, was more of like just a dino storage for stuff we were using. You know, UDs for the boss fights, stegos for soaking. There's some reapers, I think, over here. You come up, there's that. You can get a good view. There it is. You got our tower, our death chandelier, I guess is what you call it. We got more stegos over here. More stegos. All these are just throwaways. Like rhinos. These are all just dinos that we just throw them away. You know, there are a bunch of reapers and basilisks down below. All those gashas right there are element gashas. So we didn't really have a good space for them yet. Oh, here's all of our turtles. We didn't really have a good space for those element gashas yet. So, oh, here's the gas bag. These things are so much fun. If you guys haven't got Extinction yet, which I think at this point would be a little wild if you hadn't gotten it yet. But yeah, if you haven't gotten it yet, you should definitely get it. Try out some of the new dinos that are in it. They're pretty exciting. So come over here. You got all your element gashas. Those things literally just kick out element dust like you would not believe. It's almost to the point of where we don't even got to farm boss fights anymore. We get so much element dust when we use them. So this is kind of just, like I said, the front main area here. So we were talking about building it up all the way to the top and just filling it with 100 turrets. Never did get to it though. So coming in here, this is just kind of more dino storage. Just kibble dinos, owls, kangaroo. I mean, everything under the sun is all right here. I mean, here's a bunch of snow owls, racers. I think we're using those for kibble. A bunch of crocs and turtles and scorpions. I mean, you name it. Everything was just kind of up here. Patchies. As you fly down here, there you go. There's our manises. If you haven't put a saddle on a manus and equipped clubs and ran out and just attacked bobs with them yet, then you haven't lived yet. That's probably one of the most entertaining things I think I've done on ARK. But so I'm gonna jump over here. This is the new improved greenhouse. So one of our tribe mates improved the greenhouse tremendously. I like the old one. It was very simplistic, very well put together. But this new greenhouse here, man, we are able to pump out recipes like you wouldn't believe. It's pretty impressive. I'm really liking this build. I would rebuild this again if I were to build a big extravagant kitchen. This is how I would do it. So you have all your crop plots standing right here, right, stacked on top of each other. Your chem benches, and you have, I think we have 12 industrial cookers or something like that today. I think that's what it is. I think it's 12. You have all those preserving bins. You have all the beehives in the back. Kibble dinos are not too far away, right? We have all those beehives even further back than that, right? And then you come around here, and you have your vault, right? And in your vault, we have just fertilizer and maybe some recipes, if that's where we're storing our recipes. Depends on what we're doing. But just everything you could possibly need, every berry under the sun is stacked right there that you need for a recipe or for kibble. So when you come up here, all right, so you get your potatoes, all right, and then I think we got it in this vault. Yeah, see, you just got your seeds in this vault. Okay, that makes more sense. And then over here, right, these are just refrigerators full of rare flour, kibble eggs, kibble, depending on what we're taming. If we're taming a bunch of griffins or something, then we're gonna make, you know, a fridge full of aloe kibble, and then we'll just go tame, you know, 10, 15 griffins in one night, if they're high enough level, if we can get it to work. So just being able to produce that amount of kibble, and this design works really, really well. You can access all these cookers and grills and refrigerators. Plus, stuff doesn't really weigh that much, except for the actual eggs themselves. It becomes really, really useful, right? And so then that's kind of the build. It's more open. It's I don't know. I'm a big fan of it. I like it. So that's where we keep our recipes in those little storage boxes back there. See how the vaults sit in between the cookers? It just, everything kind of just sits so well, and it's a really good build. If you guys, I don't know what other people's builds look like for their kitchens, but I actually really, really did enjoy this one. So if you guys have not came up with a good kitchen build, maybe this is something you'll be into. So as you can see, we got the grid on the floor, we got the electrical grid underneath, and we've got the piping there, so everything's cooked and supplied. So that's our new kitchen build. As you can tell, we got the greenhouse ceilings up top, right, so that way our crops all get the greenhouse effect. So it's very, very well done, and hats off to the guy who did it. And yeah, let's keep going with the base tour. Alright, so back on the old hootie here, and we're gonna fly up. So pretty much, like, if you can kind of tell the development of where the base was going, we were gonna eventually just enclose this entire thing and just make it one gigantic monstrosity of a metal base, just filled with turrets. Just, it was gonna be awesome. It was gonna be a really, really just a wild, crazy build. But with the desert titans and the titan issue with extinction that came in, that changed our plans entirely, how we're going to defend this base. Because let's be real, before the titans were even nerfed, defending against titans was incredibly difficult. So but now that they're nerfed, things are a little easier. Plus, people, you know, they've been in the game around long enough that people kind of figured them out. So but we had to change and kind of adapt to how they did it. So with them being in the game. So we'll get to that later, though. So as you can tell here, I think I've showed this part 10 or 15 times now. This is just kind of where we store our birds. These are all just anything we need. I mean, it's just dino storage at this point, which is funny because not only do we have the ice cave for dino storage, we have the aberration for dino storage, but we also have cryo fridges like you wouldn't believe. But we'll get to that later. So this is probably the newest addition, I think, for you guys. I don't think I've shown you our cloning chamber yet. So the cloning chamber is awesome. I highly recommend getting a cloning chamber if you can get to the time when you afford one. We actually found, or one of our allies found, a level 5 Gasha that produces element dust, and we've been cloning the crap out of it. I mean, the crap out of it. We have plenty of element Gashas now at this point, and like I said, it's almost more hassle to get the artifacts and the tributes to do a boss fight than it is just to farm the element dust with the Gashas. So As you can tell here, this is kind of our breeding area. Still kind of the same vibe, right? We're rocking the gashas, we're raising more theories. All this stuff here is just throwaway stuff. It's just PvP. If we're raising it to go kill somebody or try to kill somebody with. So you come into the main base. I think you guys have seen the upgraded main base. So it's just, we put the paintings on top. We haven't gone through and painted them all yet, but this is just all tribe resources. And it's become more of like tribe defense resources because we've been getting hit so much. But all these vaults are just constantly getting drained and full with resources, whatever we need. So obviously there's our blueprints. Now our best blueprints in the game obviously are in the admin vaults, but our blueprints that for tribe use, for community eco flag, things like that, are stuck in that vault there. So this is the admin room. Right, so this is the admin vault room or defense vault room. Nothing too wild or crazy in here. Just we'll keep stuff on hand that we need to, you know, if we're running out, like that metal there, you know, if we're running out. Elements, you know, look at all the element we have stashed in there. I think we have even more in this folder. If I click on, yeah, see, we got even more backup element there. Just things that we need in case we need to make a tech teleporter real quick. We run out of bullets in a teleporter, or at a teleporter on a tower or something. I mean, just, you know, tons of prefab, tons of explosives, pretty much everything you need to just kind of push off a fob or load up turrets, things like that. Nothing too crazy. A lot of prefab, so when they blow stuff, we can just throw stuff back down. More prefab for vaults, but as you can see here, yeah, tons of prefab. That way, if they come through and they end up blowing up the dino gates, we can just throw new dino gates down. It's not that big a deal, you know. It's like they never happened. So, generators, things like that. We've got all kinds of heavies to replace. We've even got a ton of tech turrets to replace. So, as you can see here, this is just a vault full of turrets. Those are just backup turrets that we, in case we get in trouble, or if we want to grab a couple heavies and throw a couple batteries in them and go grief. You know, whatever we need to do. So, but as you can tell here, paste, go through, more paste. Kind of just give you an idea of what was in that room. Let's see what else we got over here. This is the other side of that room. Okay, perfect. What else? Oh, this is the defense room. So that was the admin vault room. This is the defense room. So the defense room is exactly that. When we're getting raided, we bring in all of our people, all of our allies. We get up to 25 man, and then we'll literally open this door and just say, all right, guys, here you go, kit up, and let's go wherever we're going. Ice cave, different server, whatever we're doing, this is where we go. So this is our defense room. This is where, if we ally you in to come help us defend a teleporter or whatnot, this is where you come to get geared up, and we head out. So these are pretty much always stacked pretty well with gear. We always, as admins or leaders, we take and we put aside some of our best stuff and keep it in there, or some of our better blueprints, and farm up a bunch of that. So as you can tell here, we just got shotguns and ammo and Fabi ammo and everything you kind of need to fully kit yourself out to either go defend or attack somebody. So I'm just gonna jump through these vaults real quick, show you guys everything what we got. I know somebody said in one of the videos earlier in the season, they said, oh, there's vaults, but they're probably all empty. No, man. No, maybe at one point. Maybe at one point they were all empty. Not right now, though. I might have a few empty vaults or low vaults, but we've been getting hit a lot. We've been getting hit a lot at this point. So those are all of our cakes. Did I go through these ones? Saddles for PvP dinos. Simple ammo. Full rifle ammo. What else we got? More metal ingots. Whips. Oh, same vault. These are just whips. Oh, just whips. Okay. Pretty much it. I'm trying to think what else. Oh yes. Oh, look at that. Thing's facing up. Alright. That's strange. Why would a turret inside the base be facing up? So anyways, these are where we get into personal vaults. This is where body bags used to come in handy. All these benches used to be for body bags. So here's the hidden admin vault right here. So I can show all these things now and say what they were, because this base is gone. We've taken it down. So I can show all these things, and I don't feel bad about the people that helped build them. Because it's one thing to do a base tour, is kind of like what I was doing, but it's one thing to like show everything exactly as is, so it helps the raiders. But now that that's not an issue, I can tell all. So yeah, this is just personal vaults, personal cryo fridges, people's dinos they've raised, PvP dinos we've got during griefs. We've gotten a ton of dinos for griefs. This chicken shadow's Trudon. I don't know. That guy's crazy. But this is the improvement right here. This is the thumbnail that everyone asked me about. This is the thumbnail. This is our dino storage area. Instead of having to make a huge dino pen, this is our new dino storage. It's dangerous because someone could come in here and inherit 600-700 dinos, if not more. But you see, some of these are full, some of these aren't. We started sorting them by dino, and then we started kind of throwing dinos out and looking at them. If they weren't worth anything, throwing them in the yard to get killed. If they were worth anything, are their stats better? And when you start getting, if you watch further in the season, when you start getting dinosaurs, when you get 200-300 dinos from one raid, and you want to go through and look, hey, do they have better lines than us? Do they have this? Do they have a weight mutation, a melee mutation? I mean, it becomes exhausting. So to come through here and try to kind of organize and just determine where our best lines are and all. I'm just glad I am not the head breeder. I never have been the head breeder. I've been one of the leaders, but I've never been the head breeder. So let's just say I'm happy about that, because that just doesn't sound fun. So this is where, yeah, this is basically where we've been storing all of our dinos, except for the ones that we have in Ice Cave, in Aberration, Extinction, and other places that I don't want to get into because they're still fairly new. But this is pretty much where we've been storing them. So if you would have broken into this base and raided us, made it all the way to the end, and got up top here, you would have gotten, oh, I don't know, there's probably 700 dinos in there, at least. Plus then all these other cryo fridges, I don't know. You probably inherit 1,000 dinos just right off the bat. So pretty wild. But I'm just looking here. I think this is pretty much it. We're getting on old Hootie here. So for old time's sakes, one more time, I think I'm going to go to the very, very top, just like I did. If you watch the rest of the season, every time I'd finish a base tour or a base update, I would show what it looks like from above. And as you can tell, it is significantly different. I mean, massively different. Alright, so that is pretty much it. A huge difference. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't, like I said before, gone back and watched the rest of the season leading up to this point, then you wouldn't really fully understand. But you go back and you see our thatch foundations and our couple auto turrets sitting on top of a little metal square to where we are now and how we've gotten here. It's pretty awesome. I'm really, really happy with this season turned out. So I will have one more episode coming out, kind of like a like a little mushy montage of the base development. That'll be coming out here shortly. But I think I'm gonna end it right here in front of the cloning chamber. But yeah, if you guys haven't already made it this far in the video, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and yeah, until next time, I will see you guys on the next one. Tricking out. Woo!